All right, y'all. So Bitcoin, we have gotten a very significant move to the upside, breaking out of a range, and I want to talk about some of the most significant levels that we need to keep our eyes on right now. Because depending on what happens today, it could determine whether we continue to rally or we dump them. Wait a second. Klaus Schwab it. This isn't Bitcoin, guys. This is the Jason Casper like button index. Make sure to FOMO into the Jason Casper like button, guys, because as you can see, the like button for this video is mega bullish. This is your last chance to like the video before those likes go way up without you. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video on all your social media networks, including MySpace, and let's get into the actual Bitcoin price action. So as we can see here, Bitcoin did get a significant move to the upside, breaking out of a very significant range that we've been trading in since the beginning of January. We can take a look here and we can see that a very key level of about $44.7 thousand had been our resistance once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before finally breaking out. Now the question on everybody's mind is, are we going to form another Bart-Simpson pattern? Now, what is a Bart-Simpson pattern? Let's Google that real quick. Bart-Simpson pattern. And what this is, if we go to images, is this when the price basically comes up, right? Pumps up, forms a Bart-Simpson head pattern, and then drops down, right? We can see that we got one of those right here. We got one right here. We got one right here. We got one right here. Right? And not only that, but every time we got one of these Bart-Simpson patterns, we could also see that market Cipher B was oversold on the 4-hour, oversold on the 4-hour, oversold on the 4-hour, oversold on the 4-hour, and here we are, oversold on the 4-hour. So what is going to happen? Well, honestly, guys, it depends on a lot of things, and we are going to get into that right now. So if we just zoom into a lower time frame right here, let's maybe go to the 12-minute. Okay, we can see that we've simply been ranging sideways, and as we range sideways, we can kind of just pull a volume profile here and notice that pretty much whenever we come to the high of this volume range right around here, we can look for a short trade, right? And whenever we come to the low of this volume range right here, we can look for a long trade, right? Very simple. In fact, we've been pretty much taking these trades in the VIP Discord. If we come over to the VIP Discord, this is one of the trade setups that we gave yesterday in the community to take a long from here. Of course, it happened and we got our bounce right from the level, literally right from it. It was a beautiful move to the upside right there for a nice little scalp. And then, of course, later that day, we were looking to potentially take a long if price came down to the this 382 level right here. Okay, this was the next area we were looking to long. If we came out and took out this low to get a movement to the upside, and we can see that's absolutely what happened. We took out the low, got a movement to the upside. So the trades here have been very nice. And so really what we need to do is we need to determine what is more probable to happen right now. Are we going to pump more or are we going to dump more? I want to start by going to the daily time frame. If we go to the daily time frame and we just zoom out here, we can see that we recently have gotten a money flow crossing over from the purple into the blue on the daily time frame market Cipher B. Now, why is this so significant? This is so significant because we very rarely get money flow crosses on that daily time frame. If you notice, the daily time frame is not like, let's say, the 24-minute time frame where money flow is crossing all the time. Purple, blue, purple, blue, purple, blue. Doesn't matter if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. On the daily time frame, there are some very select, very select times when the money flow actually crosses. And if we take a look here, we can see that the last time we got a money flow cross was actually when we were coming down to this very significant bottom right here. We can see that we came down to the low of this channel, and that's when we got the money flow cross, just after we bounced down to the low of the channel. Now also right here, you can see that we did come down to the low of the channel, and now we're getting a money flow crossover. Now, yes, this did make for a very nice swing trade, actually. In fact, it was one of the setups that we did give in the potential Bitcoin swing trade channel over here in the VIP Discord, we wanted to see a bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame and down, with the daily bottoming out as we came down to that key level of around 32.9. Well, what happens? We come down to 32.9. We can see that the daily time frame is in fact bottoming out. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we are getting bullish divergences. So we get our confirmations at our level. That's how we enter the trade. And that trade is very, very juicy in profits right now. In fact, it's one of the best trades I've ever entered in my life, just because it just so happens to be. Here's the P&L right here. Now, just so everybody knows, this video is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I don't even trade with real money. I only trade paper, okay? So this long trade that I'm in, I had to tell my wife it's fake. It's all fake, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just a guy here in a Pikachu hat, crooked glasses, and of course, if you listen to me, you'll absolutely get liquidated just like this, okay? So just to keep that in mind. But the fact that the money flow is crossing from the purple into the blue on the daily time frame, I think, is a bullish pattern, especially since we have had our low, and then we put in our high, which was actually a higher high. The first time we put in a higher high from this previous high, then we put in a higher low, and now we put in a higher high. However, on the daily time frame, we also do have a red dot printing. What does this mean? This means there is the potential for us to come down and get a significant retracement here, because usually when we get a red dot on the daily time frame above that 60 line, right, above that 60 line, when the RSIs are very close together, it usually means we are going to get some kind of retracement. We can just see that right here, red dot. As soon as the money flow is about to cross, red dot, we get the retracement, right? We get that initial retracement, and then again, every time we print the red dot above the 60 line, we do get some kind of significant retracement. Sometimes it's not that deep, other times it's a bit more deep. So we need to be prepared for a potential retracement. So these are the key levels that I'm looking for to the downside. Okay, these are the key levels I'm looking for to the downside. We're going to go to the 1-hour time frame here. And by the way, if you do want to join the VIP Discord, where we post the trade setups in advance, where we post daily technical analysis updates and multiple live streams a week, 3 live streams a week, going over the markets, going over trade setups, trading plans, live market analysis, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. We have an excellent community of traders in here posting the juiciest TA, the juiciest levels. Shout out to K-Pack, shout out to Boyan. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, we do have a 25% coupon on the course that goes over everything you need to know in order to become a confident, profitable trader. This will give you a comprehensive point A to point B system so that you always know where to enter a trade and have a plan in advance. This is how we get those trade setups, because we always have a plan in advance. 25% discount in the description. So if we come over here, there's a few different scenarios that are going to change the way I actually am planning to trade this. The first very important thing that we must be aware of, in my mind, is going to be this right here, okay? If we turn on some local analysis right here, okay, we can see that right here we have a Fibonacci golden pocket, okay? We have a Fibonacci golden pocket, and this golden pocket is being pulled from this last low to the high. Now, this is actually a very, very important level, where if we lose, I think that we are going to come lower. Why is this such an important level? It's an important level for multiple reasons. Number one, it's a golden pocket Fibonacci level, okay? That is a very reactive level in general. Number two, this is actually an area where we have a row of single prints beginning, okay? What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, this is a TPO term. If we take a look at a TPO chart over here, what we can see is when price moves up very, very, very fast, what it does is it creates what's known as rows of single prints. And we can see right here, when we get a fast move to the upside, this over here is a time profile. And when Bitcoin or whatever asset spends very little time here, where only one 30-minute candle makes contact with that price, it creates what's called rows of single prints. This will now act as an area of support. If price comes down to this area, it could act as support. And the fact that we have a golden pocket right there as well gives an added confluence to this area of support where we could potentially be looking at something like this. Let's say that we do continue to do something like this, and let's say then we also see the 1 hour time frame do something like this, and we see bullish divergences on market Cipher B. Then we can say, all right, that is actually a good sign that we are not going to lose this range, but we're going to get another break to the upside, okay? Because sometimes those daily red dots do result in just consolidation, right? Now, what is another very crucial important level? A crucial important level of support is going to be this right here. Okay, that macro range that we were trading for a long time, pretty much since the beginning of January. If we do not hold this important level right here, let's pull out our volume profile. This level right here at around 44.7K. This is going to be a very, very crucial level where if we lose this, I will actually be looking for the price of Bitcoin to come back down much, much lower. This is very important. This is crucial. All right. The reason why this is crucial is because not only if we come back down here, this in my mind will now become an official fake out. This will absolutely be a Bart Simpson pattern if we lose this level. Here's why. Down here, what we have, this value area high, this is a very important level of resistance, of support just based on volume. We can see once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it was acting as resistance. So now we would expect that to act as support, right? We would expect that to act as support. And if we come down here and the 4 hour time frame is giving us a nice tight trigger wave here on the 4 hour time frame like this, then I would say that is absolutely a place to take a long trade from. However, we need to be aware that if we lose this, then I am expecting the Bitcoin to probably, first of all, make its way down to about 42K, and then make its way down to here, around 38.5 to 39K. Why? Because this is defining a fair value for the asset right here, these shaded candles. And every time we come outside that fair value, and we see also our indicators being overbought, meaning Bitcoin or whatever asset is trading at a price that's too high, it's unfair, there needs to be a correction, right? Right now, this breakout has been showing us that we potentially are going to move out of this fair value area and start trading at a new fair value area. But if we come back inside of it, this is showing that it's simply just a fake out, and the asset is going to now start trading back down at these areas. And if we come back inside this 44.7 area, it's probable that we come back down to the $39,000 area. That is also a very high volume node right here at about 39K. And so it's very important. If we do come back down into here, I'm going to be looking for a short entry. I'm going to be looking to short somewhere if we come back down into here. Okay, so I'm basically, this is the line of delineation right here, where if we come here, I'm going to be looking to long it for sure. I'm also going to be looking to short if we come below that. Now, another reason why this line is so important, again, is because if we go to the TPO chart, that the bottom of these single prints is also that same exact level. And the reason why that's so important is because if price doesn't bounce off the single prints and it comes inside the single prints, then it's very likely we come and fill all those rows of single prints and then get a bounce from the bottom. Now, if you want to learn more about TPO charts, if you want to learn more about order flow charts, you can check out the course over here, link in the description. This is the footprint chart, market profile, and TPO course. Me and Boyan have worked on this together. It's a lot of great information in here. We also do for this course weekly live streams where we go over the live market, looking for trades live every single Wednesday morning. You could check out the link in the description of the video to get access to that course. So those are the very crucial levels below us. Now, what about above us? Speaking of TPO, there is something interesting that happened yesterday, which is when we put in that high, okay, when we put in that high, it was a poor high. Okay, we can see right here, it was a poor high. And what that usually signifies is that there's unfinished business at this level, right? There's unfinished business at this level, which means it's actually kind of probable that we come back up and actually take out that previous high. Now, again, if you don't understand this, you could check out the course. That's totally cool, but you don't need to understand it. Basically, what it means is that it's likely that we come back up and come higher than this high that we put in. Now, why is that so significant? That is significant for a number of reasons. First of all, we do have the potential of running into a very important area of resistance right over here. If we draw a line right here, we can see that this wick right here is potential where the chickens could drink. All right, the chickens could drink from here. All right, that's the way, as country folks say, swing failure pattern. Now, why is that so significant? Because if we come and take out this high, now we have this other high where potentially the chickens could drink from. And not only that, if we come over here and we take a look at a weekly volume profile chart, we can also see, if we take a look at a monthly profile chart, we can see that just above that wick is a naked monthly point of control at 48,700. Okay, 48,700 is right around here. Okay, let's see if we can get there. Boom, right here. All right, this is a naked monthly point of control, and what this means is that we could trick everybody, think we're getting bearish, everyone shorts, right? Then we get our bounce. Boom. All right, everyone thinks we're breaking out, everyone longs, then we get our rejection. Boom, and then we get our really hard rejection, right? That really hard rejection, like the time when you were in high school and there was that girl, she was really beautiful. You know her name, you know who I'm talking about. Beautiful, long blonde hair. And you thought she really liked you in a romantic way because you would walk to class with her every day and she would laugh at your jokes, right? And so one day you thought you were going to ask her out. And you thought she was going to say yes, okay? Because what happened was, basically, you met her, and then when we came down to the support, you got a nice bounce. She started to hang out with you more. She wanted to talk to you. She was actually talking to you and going out of her way to hang out with you, walking to class. And then you thought, okay, this is it. This is my big chance to break out and ask this beautiful girl out, right? So you long her, right? And you say, maybe you would want to go steady, babe. Right? That's the terminology that us cool hip kids use, right? And what happens? You find out you were in the friend zone all that time. She didn't actually like you. She liked you as a friend only. She's like, you're like my brother. I would never go out with you. Boom. Hard rejection. Now, if that happens, and we get that hard rejection, I would honestly be looking to come back down to this area. Why? Because it would allow us to come back into the old range, to the bottom of the old range, to this very, very high volume node, and still put in a higher low before getting another move to the upside. Because I do think that now that we're in an uptrend, this is a pretty nice uptrend, and the daily time frame money flow has crossed over. So potentially we can get a nice move down before getting a higher low, maintaining that bullish market structure. Here's something else very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Just speculating and hypothesizing and going into the future here. But if we pull a fib from the low to the potential high that we'll put in, right? To the potential high that we'll put in, right? Let's just take a look at some of these fib levels here. Notice something. Notice the golden pocket will be right at that high volume node where potentially we could come down to. And the 382 will be right around this high volume node where we could come down to. Why is that so significant? Because last time we came down to the channel with the money flow crossover on the daily time frame, what happened? We came down and we retraced perfectly off the 382. Perfectly. So look at the pattern. We come down to the channel, we get our first move, our second bounce, retrace to the 382. Come down to the channel, get our first move, second bounce, retrace to the 382. Boom. This is just a possibility, guys. I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm just thinking out loud. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, the Messiah, the God of Israel. I pray everybody is super, 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 super,